Hi everyone and welcome to the Mathsman YouTube channel. In this video today I'm going to show you how to divide a decimal by a decimal. In total we're going to be working through 3 different examples, starting with this one here and then moving on to this question here, which is the most difficult. Dividing decimals by decimals really is not as hard as it looks, okay, because in this video I'm going to show you the secret to how you can solve these super quick and easy. So if we get started straight away with this question here, 6.44 divided by 0.4. Now what I am trying to do is I am trying to make this as easy as possible to divide, okay, and I can do that by taking the decimals out of play. So 0.4 I'm going to multiply by 10, which is going to give me 4, and that's going to give me my divisor. It's much easier to divide by 4 than it is to divide by 0.4. Okay, but because I've multiplied this by 10, I also need to multiply this number by 10. So 6.44 now becomes 64.4. Now already this is looking a lot easier for me to divide. Okay, so I'm just going to get straight on with it. How many 4s in 6? There is 1, and there's 2 remainder. How many 4s in 24? There are 6, and there are no remainders. And how many 4s in 4? There is 1. And there's my final answer. So the final answer is 16.1. Now the one thing that you may have noticed by my answer is that my answer is larger than the number that we divided. Okay, and that's the weird thing about dividing a decimal by a decimal. We actually end up with a larger number. Okay, so that is really, really key that we remember that. So here's the next example. So I've got 145 divided 0.5 divided by 0.5. So I'm going to do my bus stop. So here 0.5, I'm going to multiply it by 10 to get my divisor of 5. So I must also do it to this number here as well. So that will become 145.5, and I've completely taken out the decimal point there. And then I just go ahead as if it's a normal short division question. How many 5s in 1? I can't do that, so I need to carry it. How many 5s in 14? There's 2, and there's 4 remainder. How many 5s in 45? There are 9, no remainders. And then how many 5s in 5? There's 1. And my final answer is 291. So in this next example, we have a lot of decimals here in front of me. I've got 0.0351 divided by 0.002. So even though I'm working with 2 small decimals here, the answer that I end up with is going to be much higher than one of these 2 numbers. So remember, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to take the dividing number and I'm trying to make this number as easy as possible to divide with. This number, the dividing number, can be anything it wants to be. I don't really care what that number is. It's the dividing number that counts, that we need to make the easiest that we can. So to change this number into a unit, I'm going to have to multiply it by 10, by 100, by 1,000. So I'm going to multiply it by 1,000, and that will give me 2. And then, because I've done it to this number, I also need to multiply this number by 1,000. So by 10, by 100, by 1,000. So this number is going to change into 35.1. Then I just take those 2 numbers and I put it into a short division. 35.1 divided by 2. How many 2s in 3? There's 1. and then there's 1 remainder. How many 2's in 5? There's 7 with 1 remainder, decimal point. How many 2's in 11? There's 5, 1 remainder, and then I put a 0. How many 2's in 10? There's 5. So the final answer is 17.55. So in this final example, we have 122.4 divided by 2.4. So as always, I'm going to start with the divisor first. I'm going to multiply this number by 10 to get 24. And I'm going to also multiply this number by 10, which is going to get me 1,224. Now, you may notice in this example, I have a 2-digit divisor, okay, which means I'm going to have to do long division to sort this out. So I'm just going to quickly do my 24 times table down the side here. Once I've done that, I should be able to go on and solve this now. So how many 24's in 12? I can't do that. So how many 24's in 122? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to take away 120. That'll give me 2 left over. And I'm going to bring the 4 down. How many 24's in 24? There is 1. Take away 24. And there's 0 remainder. So the final answer is 51, and I'm just going to put that there. And that is how you divide a decimal by a decimal. Now, I have made another video which shows you how to multiply a decimal by a decimal. If you're interested in checking that video out, then I will leave a link to that video in the description. And if you have enjoyed this video and it has helped you learn something, then please consider smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. It really does help us out. We're trying to get to 5,000, so please help us out. And if you think there's anyone else that may benefit from this video, then feel free to share it with them. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video.